ever get that feeling, that itch to build something yourself, to move beyond just being an employee and into the driver's seat of your own business?
Oh, yeah. Lots of people feel that.
Yeah.
Or they're just curious how others made that jump.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today. We're looking at that transition from employee to founder, specifically in the software world.
And we've got some really interesting stories.
Mm.
Some started really small, almost nothing. Others built on years of experience to create, massive companies.
That's the common thread, though, right? That decision point, trading stability for the risk and reward of your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission here is to really unpack these stories, pull out the key takeaways for anyone thinking about this path.
Let's start with 12 Devs. Good example.
Yeah, Andre and Alexander. They were programmers working for an outsourcing company.
So they saw the business from the inside, delivering projects,
Right.
working in teams.
Right. And they decided, hey, we can do this ourselves. Start their own IT consulting custom software business.
Their initial idea was pretty specific, wasn't it? Like a small core team.
Yeah, just 12 top developers. That was the concept. But they adapted, obviously.
Obviously. Because now it's, 50 employees?
50 employees, yeah. Over 70 projects done. Fintech, logistics, all sorts. Pulling in like $1.2 million a year.
And the most amazing part? Their starting cost.
I know, just $300.
$300. It really shows. I mean, if you have the skills and maybe some contacts.
You don't necessarily need huge amounts of capital up front.
Exactly. Leverage what you've got, which likely meant being super lean at the start, reinvesting everything.
A powerful launchpad, though, just using your skills. Okay, let's shift to AutoClose. Sean Finder.
Ah, yes, another great example of solving a problem you personally experienced.
Right, he was a VP of sales, and he kept hitting this wall with poor quality data lists.
A huge pain point in sales. Wasted time, effort. So he thought, okay, let's combine good B2B data with email automation.
And he was smart about it. He already had another business, Exchange Leads.
Yeah, he used that as a foundation. Didn't start completely from scratch. Gave him a real head start.
Smart. And he got early users involved, offered discounts for feedback.
Which is just crucial. You need that real-world input early on to, make sure you're building the right thing.
They definitely hit some bumps, though. Churn, educating smaller businesses.
Sure, challenges always come up, but they tackled them. Built customer success teams, figured out their pricing.
And look at the result, $7.5 million a year in revenue.
And then sold it for 5x ARR in just 2 years.
Wow. That's fast growth. Really shows what happens when you nail a solution to a real painful problem.
And it highlights that point again, using your own work experience to spot an opportunity, plus being flexible, listening to customers.
Okay, let's talk about Alina Vandenberghe and Chili Piper. Now, this is a serious employee-to-founder story. Climbing the ladder, then leaping off.
Yeah, her background is fascinating. Built her first company back in Romania just to pay for school.
Wow. Then moves to the U.S., works her way up at massive companies, Reuters, Bloomberg, gets to SVP level.
Fortune 500 SVP. That's deep corporate experience, understanding how big machines work and where they maybe don't work so well.
And that's where she had that realization, right? That she was a builder, not a politician.
That's such a key distinction. Builders want to create, iterate. Politicians, in that context, navigate the system. She wanted to build the system.
A very entrepreneurial drive.
Definitely. So she starts Chili Piper with her husband in 2016, bootstrapped.
And that early phase, convincing customers to pay upfront for a whole year, that takes confidence.
Huge confidence.
Yeah.
But it's also massive validation, right? People were willing to commit because they saw the value immediately.
They even had a no discount policy. Speaks volumes.
It does. Signals the strength of the product.
And the growth since then. Just incredible. $40 million in revenue, 300 plus employees.
All over the world, too, like 40 countries. And then they did take funding later.
Right, after proving the model by bootstrapping.
Yeah.
$54 million. Push them towards that unicorn valuation.
Close to $1 billion. Amazing. And what's also interesting is her moving into the CMO role.
Yeah. Shows a real willingness to learn every part of the business, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And she stressed how vital marketing is, even with a killer product. You need both.
They were also pretty ahead of the curve with remote work, remote first from day one.
And they were intentional about culture, with company trips, visit stipends, things like that.
All starting from solving that specific pain point of distributing meeting requests fairly. The round robin thing.
Yeah, a seemingly small problem, but clearly a significant one for sales teams.
So looking across these 12 devs, AutoClose, Chili Piper, What are the common threads for someone thinking about this leap?
Well, one big one is definitely identifying a need from your own experience, an unmet need, a frustration you live through as an employee.
Yeah, it wasn't abstract, it was real. And there's that drive for autonomy, impact, like Alina realizing she was a builder.
Exactly, that deep customer understanding because you are the customer, essentially. That seems critical.
And being adaptable, willing to listen to feedback and actually change things.
We also saw that starting costs can be all over the place, from almost nothing
Right, like $300 for 12 evs.
to needing potentially more capital. It depends on the business.
And the funding path varies too. Bootstrapping like Chili Piper did initially or seeking investment, both can work.
Absolutely. But sales and marketing, seems like everyone learns pretty quick how important that is.
Even if you're a tech whiz, Alina becoming CMO really drives that home.
Yeah. And underlying it all, perseverance, grit, a high tolerance for risk.
Definitely. It's not an easy path. Lots of ups and downs, clearly.
Essential traits for any founder, really.
So for anyone listening who's maybe feeling that itch, the question becomes, what skills or insights from your job could be a starting point?
Yeah, what problems have you run into that maybe represent a gap in the market?
Think about these stories. Does the resourcefulness of 12 devs resonate? Or Sean Finder's problem solving? Or Alina's drive?
What fits your own situation, your own ambition?
And if this has got you thinking, definitely dig deeper. Look up these companies, find other stories. It's a complex journey, employee to founder.
But as we've seen today, it's definitely achievable. Many different ways to get there.